Guys, what's cracking? Start things off. Thought we'd quickly shout out to my new site, guys, Startcrypto.online. If you haven't got your free account there yet, guys, head on over to that site, sign up for a free account, under trading content, complete beginner's course, absolutely free. So now is the best time in the market to be learning what is happening. So next time we get a massive run in the market, you're prepared for anything that's going to happen, okay? So make sure you're learning now, guys. Now is the best time to be learning. So today, I just thought I'd go live quickly before we head out soon. So we do a quick live update on what we spoke about in our last live video with Bitcoin and what's happening with Bitcoin, and a possible couple of entries that I've been watching for a while on Ripple, like a short on Ripple and possibly a long on Bitcoin Cash. So let's get into those. What we got last time with Bitcoin is I've charted up these possible outcomes for us on our previous live videos. So if you didn't catch the last live videos, guys, just jump on the YouTube channel. It's all under the playlist, okay, the Startcrypto.online playlist, and you'll see that I've charted up these arrows because this is our possible 3 outcomes of what's obviously going to happen. Now, what we've had over the last probably 24-hour period or so, 36 hours or so, we've got a nice head and shoulders that's formed on here that's pushed us lower. So what we spoke about last time was these little green lines here are obviously where people in the market, where if they've opened their shorts from any of these down moves, okay, this is where majority of their stop losses are going to be. And we spoke about last time, if we get a if we get a bit of a short squeeze happening with the Bitcoin US dollar short positions that are currently open, which are back almost at, approaching all-time high levels again. We're not too far off that. Another couple of thousand positions puts us in the middle of October run, and then another couple of thousand positions on top of that puts us in our massive push downs, which happened from the, each push down back down to the 6K level. So keep an eye on these charts as well. So Bitcoin itself, we zoom in a little bit further. I'll put the little head and shoulder pattern for you guys. So this is our head, this is our shoulder, this is our shoulder, and you'll see you've got a nice bearish engulfing pattern here on the 4-hourly to kick off that move to the downside. Now, I didn't take this trade, guys, so don't think that I'm just coming on here saying this is what I took. This is, everyone should have been able to spot this, yada yada yada. I wasn't even checking my charts at the time, so I missed this move. But what it kind of points to me is we're heading back down to this 3600-ish level. So if we drill down to a 1-hourly chart, okay, so that's our head and shoulder. If we were watching this at the time, this little down move candle here would have been nice to get it on, because we would have seen our left shoulder form, we would have seen our head form. What this means, this head and shoulder means basically is we got a little bit of a wick to the upside, which would have taken out a small number of the short positions, like liquidated a small number of short positions, but it wasn't obviously enough to kick off the move to the upside. So what this tells me is, there's a potential setup coming for a right shoulder and then a down move, because we were failed to close above. Okay, we only closed at 43.45, 43.50-ish, and we really need to get above, say, 44.50 to start liquidating some of the short positions to kick off a bit more of a move to the upside. So we failed to close that high. We failed to close up here. Okay, got a couple of little wicks, but not much. This would have been, if I was on my PC at the time watching the charts, I would have had an entry here after this little candle here. That would have been a great setup, and I probably would have traded it down to about this 4,050 level. Just above 4,000 would have been take profit, because that's where these levels are here. Okay, this little zone here would have been somewhere around there for first take profit level. Second take profit level, you know, would have been down at that sort of 3900-ish level. So would have been a good trade, but we missed that. So I'm not coming on here to say that I took this trade at the moment, but just showing you guys what to keep checking on in the market as things are moving on and evolving. So from here, that's kind of Bitcoin. We want to see if we either come back down to this level, if we find support on this level again, and we get some nice you know, bullish engulfings with our other indicators lining up. May take a short-term long position on that. If we break below, obviously that's where we're heading down to 3K level, which is down around here. Okay, so that would be, for me, the 3K level is definitely a possibility. So anyone looking to get into Bitcoin at the moment, if you're thinking on the sidelines, should I buy now, should I not buy now? There's nothing wrong with dollar cost averaging in from around about where we are now, having some more buy orders down around this 3.5, 3.6K level, and then having more buy orders down around this 3K level as well. Because what's ultimately going to happen is, you know, eventually we're going to kick off to another bull run. That's just how markets work. And, you know, you don't want to obviously spend all of your capital, say, at price action, at price right now, because if price moves lower, obviously you could have picked up more Bitcoin for the same amount of money. But you need to get to the point where you're happy in yourself, where if you just using, you know, round figures now, if you bought Bitcoin now, for example, and the market took off, and you only spent, say, 50% of your capital or 25% of your capital at this level, it's all about creating that psychology that you're okay with whatever happens. So if you buy a little bit here and price moves down lower and gets to your other buy orders, you know, you need to be okay with that as well. So it's all about finding what's okay for you. Everyone is different with their you know, whether they're going to think that they're missing out on something or whether they think that they've done the right thing. So it's all about the psychology behind making sure that whatever decision you do, you're going to be okay with. And that just comes with experience. So, you know, if you're new to the markets, you have to take losses at some point to learn correctly, because you're not going to just learn from your winners. So ultimately, you know, losses are part of the learning game for every trader. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. The other thing I'm watching at the moment is shorts on Ripple. Okay, so we charted this up the other day. And what we were looking for here was, we'll just update this this fib, because at the time it was only down to here. So what we're looking at here is where I was looking for an entry point, okay, to coincide with one of these trend lines. Obviously this trend line here is the not as strong dominant one, and that's now invalid. This trend line here, however, obviously has a lot more touches, so we want to look to coincide with our Fibonacci retracement pullback, our trend line. This is our previous level of support, now acting as resistance. So this setup right here is forming quite nicely for me, and that's on a 4 hourly chart. If we drill down to, say, the 1 hour, okay, we've moved up, up, up. We're still, throughout this little period here, we're still forming higher highs and higher lows. So what we want to get is something around this part here. Now, this right here is actually pretty good, because it shows us that we've come up to the level we're actually looking at, okay? And this bearish engulfing then flips the market around and pushes to the downside. Now, from that point, if we start pushing, you know, that little down move there, bounced off our 61.8. If we get a little bit more of an up move or a sideways move action, okay, and then another bearish engulfing followed by another low, wait for the pullback, get in. So we want ultimately, you're not going to catch every little reversal pattern, guys. So we want to wait for confirmation. We want to make sure that this doesn't continue to go higher, because ultimately this is just a higher low at the moment, and this is a higher high. Okay. Even though we've got our bearish engulfing, we're not just going to enter on the bearish engulfing, because we're still, in our majority of our price action, we're still making higher highs and higher lows at the moment. So this is a higher high, okay, and this is a higher low. You can see here. Okay, I'll just outline that for you so everyone can see. So that's our higher high from this high, and this is our higher low from, you know, this level here and this level here. So this is still technically a higher low because we've closed, even though we wicked below this point here, we've still closed above it. Okay, so it's still a higher low, sorry. And then if this then goes on to be our lower high from this high, okay, we could potentially get a short setup there. Now, this is on Ripple. If we zoom out a little bit further, okay, even if you take this setup, you're still going to want to have your stops up here above these, okay, above these levels here. So you want at least a minimal stop of around there. If you want to be super safe, you know, you got your stops up here. And for that move there, for this move here, I'll be targeting down around the previous lows down here of around that 8,700-ish mark, just above 8,700 from these levels. And then if we continue to the downside, if we get a break and a retest of this area here. So if we get something happening like this, arrow, if we get something happening like this, a break and a retest, okay, and a nice short setup from here, you know, we can go down then to our previous lower levels, down around 7,800, 8K, and then if we go further down, 7K, 6.5, 6K. Okay, so Ripple's obviously moved up, been one of the cryptos that's been moving up over the last few months, and like anything, we're still in an overall bearish market. So for this is why I'm looking at a short play on Ripple at the moment. Okay, the other one, if we want to have a look at Bitcoin Cash, you know, Bitcoin Cash is obviously, I don't care about the whole Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin debate. I'm neutral on both. I'll trade whichever shows me the best setup. So at the moment, Bitcoin Cash is coming back down to its previous low points that it's bounced off many times. Okay, and if we zoom out to, if we add, say, BCH, BTC on, I think is it BCH, ABC, BTC on Binance, as Binance is going to have, no, because the name's changed, so it doesn't have the historical data. Okay, so previously our lows before the fork on Bitcoin Cash we're all around about this 0.04ish level. Okay, so this is actually a historical very strong this is a historical very strong support level. Now, having said that, because of the fork between Bitcoin Cash ABC and Bitcoin Cash SV, we may end up with a bit of a parity happening, and we may get BCH SV coming up a little bit and BCH ABC coming down a little bit, so they're parity with each other as they've split from one another. So anyone who's got Bitcoin Cash got the free Bitcoin Cash SV coins. So either way, the coins will, in my mind, will kind of level out in the playing field, as long as the SV guys are actually doing the development and things like that they say. They continue to update their media and so on and so forth. Otherwise, this project's just going to end up being complete trash. But that's my thoughts on Bitcoin Cash overall. So if we break below this level, look for Bitcoin Cash SV to head up a little bit, maybe to 0.03ish. Look for this to drop to 0.03ish, and then trade from there. But at the moment, this support level is looking very good. We've obviously got our 50 EMA has come down here. It's now acting, it's now pretty close to price action. So if we get the 50 EMA coming below and then price action going back up and staying above the 50 EMA, long term we may get that golden cross. This is the death cross we had back here from the fork. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin Cash is potentially looking like a good setup as well for a long entry. Again, we want to see, we're still making lower highs here, with support being found at 0.042. Okay, support being found around there, still making lower highs. So again, what we want to start to see is if this now becomes our higher low, okay, because this is our lows here. This is technically a higher low from here. Okay, so if this is now a higher low again, and then we start to make a higher high, higher low again, that'll be a possible good entry for a long on Bitcoin Cash. Again, use your other indicators, guys. Use your RSIs, use the EMAs where they see fit, use your Fibonacci's, all those other things that we normally use. And that's kind of the three things I'm looking at currently. I'm still looking at a few different altcoin setups as well. So if we get XLM coming back down to lower levels, going to look to pick up some more there. CIS is kind of looking pretty good. We hit down to lows of 850-ish sats. And what else were we looking at? ETC down around that same level again. So there's about a 10% gain there from the other day when we were talking about it. Not huge, but it's coming back down again. So yeah, anyone got any questions, guys, from the chat? Anyone got any questions? No questions at the moment. Cool, we might call it there, guys. Just a quick shout out again for anyone looking for a free course. Startcrypto.online. Jump in there, full free course for everybody, guys. And it's a very good. The beginners course is very good for a bullish market. Okay. So if you watch all these videos and you put this context into play with your trading during the next bullish market, it's very good for a bullish market. Okay, so wanted to keep it simple for the beginners course. Obviously, there's a complete recap of the entire course at the end to show how to use every single bit of the strategy all together. Okay, so make sure you watch each of the videos. Watch them multiple times as well, guys. Each time you watch a video, you're going to pick up different parts in the video. If you just skim through the videos, you're going to pick up different things and understand different things as you go through the videos multiple times. So don't be scared to rewatch the videos. So that's it, guys, from me. I'll shoot off from here. Take it easy. Peace out. We'll probably do another live again Monday or Tuesday, and we'll see how these have played out and see if we've taken any positions on those setups we've discussed today. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Take it easy. Have a good week.